Welcome to Taiyo. I'm Drake.
I'm Leigh.
And this is the first episode after the revamp, because... Okay, so this is my sister, right? And, God, I'm all over events. So this is my sister, and basically I'll explain real quick what happened, because she started, trying to, pull my wig off before this, and you were like, you gotta explain what happened. Okay, so basically, anyone who has not listened to the last episode, I guess that was episode 8 or whatever, I restarted. So, no more Animal Crossing, it's just random stuff. So, today, I'm talking about a couple things, right? I'm talking about the end of my first year of college. Jesus, this vents, Leigh Ann. I'm talking about my first year of college, and then also we're going to be talking about the summer a little bit so far, what I've had to do, and then you'll hear what's going on. So,
all right.
Yeah, I guess, that's pretty much it. Do you want to talk? Okay, so basically, let me explain, though, is that Leigh Ann, chill. Okay, so nobody's watching this, right? But Leigh Ann's giving me some condescending looks, and I'm not appreciating it. So anyone who doesn't know, which I didn't really talk about this, is that my last day of school for the school year was on the 9th of May, so last week or whatever. And, so my first year is officially done, and I got a few points to talk about, but, first I should let you, I guess, talk about how your first year was in comparison to mine as we go through it, because I'm not sure, because it was 4 or 5. How long ago was it for you? It was 4 or 5 years, right? I don't know.
It was 2013. The fall of 2013 was my freshman year. God, so damn. May of 2014 was the end. So that was it's 5 years ago.
And I'm just now done with my first year. So I guess we can start with Yeah, was it 5 years ago? I feel like it was longer, Leigh Ann, because aren't you 5 years older than me? So,
but I didn't. But then, I graduated high school 2013.
How old are you? Are you 24?
I'm 5 years older, so 5 years.
Okay, so I was right. 5 years. Okay. I wasn't sure, so
it's 5 years.
Okay, so you said you finished. Got earbuds too now. You said you finished college. What? 2014?
Yeah.
2014. So
finished my first year of college, not college.
Oh, your first year. I was gonna say that didn't make no sense finishing college that long ago. I was like, that doesn't make sense. That's why I was questioning it. I was so confused.
We're talking about our first year.
Okay. So first year, right? Classes. Right?
Starting off with the big one.
Yeah. We're starting with the big main kind of thing. But I only took 15 credit hours my first semester. I
think the first semester I took 13.25 because I didn't get to choose my classes they just chose them for me my first semester. My second semester I had 17.25, which is actually 2.25 over the max. But I was allowed to do that because I was a music major at the time.
Wait, your max was 17?
Yes.
My max isn't even 18. You just have to get permission for over 18.
You have to get permission, and you have to pay extra if you want to take.
Oh well, we probably have to pay extra too.
A fee.
But why 0.25 again? Because I don't remember what.
So since I was a music major, I had to take a kind of like a music credit class. So we had a recital class that was 0.25 credits. That it was mandatory that you took that class. So they allowed that to go over the 17 limit because technically it wasn't really a class. It was just you had to go to a certain amount of concerts to fulfill the 0.25 credits.
I guess that makes sense. But even then, that's just kind of weird. Kind of throws me off. But, I can see why, at least giving you some credits for going to the concerts. Whatever. So, wait, these weren't you, in the concerts at all, though, right? You weren't involved at all? You just went and watched them? Or were you involved at all?
No, we got a list of concerts at the beginning of the semester, and they just say, go to, 12 of these throughout the semester.
So you just went and, just watched?
Yeah, so band concerts, choir concerts, events and stuff. We just had to go to. So I did that, and then I also had a recital and stuff at the end of the semester, just because I had music lessons on top of that, and I had to perform in the recitals too. So yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I guess art was a little different because we didn't get any extra credit hour. So what happened with our schedule though, which is really weird, is that we wouldn't have any classes on Fridays at all. But we'd have the entire day for studio time. So, we didn't really have to go to, any... Well, we were supposed to go to, the Friday, art critiques or drawing things or, they're, kind of meetings almost where like someone would talk and then you would just like write notes and then like that would help with your classes. I never went once. Never necessary.
You don't need that.
I passed all of my classes and nobody took roll calls. So, I mean, I just didn't go. And like when it came to like Friday studio time, like I didn't use it at all at the beginning of the school year. And then once I got to like the finals from our classes, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm doing all of this in my dorm room. So I ended up going to the art studio to like work on that. There were a lot of days where I'd stay up till 4 a.m. in that art studio. Like, it was crazy. So, but my first semester I took 15 hours. So it wasn't too much more, I guess. But there weren't really, all my classes were super easy for the most part. It was like Japanese culture, which, by the way, fantastic. I recommend that class to anyone who wants to learn about any culture. Please learn about Japan. I love Japan. So we can talk about this some other time. Or if you want to talk about it now, I mean, we can just rant about it for a second. I don't really care,
was upset because we didn't have a class for like Japan.
Like, not at all?
Not at all. Like, if we had a class that was just focused on Japan, I would have definitely taken it. We did not have a class.
We have so many Japanese classes. There's like Japanese culture classes. There's Japanese cooking classes. There's Japanese.
I should have gone to your college.
You really should have. And we get to travel up. They pay for your traveling abroad to Japan. And
yeah,
like,
I'm upset about that too.
Like, I get to go there for free, except for I have to pay for room and board, and I have to pay for all meals now. There's no, like, meal plan. It's all out of my pocket directly versus, you know, mom and dad's. So that's the difference is that, well, they're trying to give me money anyways, I guess. So, I mean, practically I won't pay for it. But, no, I'm super excited about that. I love Japan. Japanese television, fantastic. I just sound like an idiot right now. But no, okay, so we're learning Japanese as well, which is nice. I mean, but we can talk more about that later because that's also part of the summer thing. Because I definitely got into that more this summer. So, but no, okay, so all my, you know, besides Japanese class, right? I just had a bunch of art classes, and then I had, get this one, ethics. It was a requirement, so I took it, and I almost fell asleep every class.
Yeah, it's ethics.
And the worst part was it was an introduction to ethics. Okay, there was no like environmental, there was no like social. It was just let's read about Aristotle and Plato and how they were super stupid. And I was like, this is so boring. I never read for that class either. All of my textbooks so far have been a waste because I don't read the textbook. Did you read the textbook or no? Like, did you?
I don't think so. I mean, when I switched to an English major, I kind of had to, because it's, you can't go to those classes and not have read, like, my classes were super small. We only had, like, 15 to 20 people in each class. Mm-hmm. So we definitely had to participate. Like, they would call on us even though that we don't raise our hands. So if we didn't know the answer, we just looked like dumb people, and that was just not...
Okay, so for ethics, he was trying to do that, and he was trying to make it to where it was like everyone would talk about, you know, whatever was going on in the book, but no one would read, right? So no one read, no one even did any notes or anything, no one even searched anything up. We were just like, no, we're just not even going to do anything. We're just going to show up to class and he's going to talk. The reason we did that is because he would read like a passage out of the book and be like, what do you guys think about that? And then everyone would be like, and they'd be silent. They like look around at each other and like they're just like, we're not answering this. And then everyone would be silent and he'd be like, okay. And then he would explain it. And we were just like, we were there for like 2 hours almost. It was an hour and a 50-minute class. And we were just always there it was Tuesdays and Thursdays. It was so boring, dude. It was so boring. But like, luckily, I didn't ever have to speak up in that. Well, I spoke up once. That's the beginning of the semester. Never again. I was like, it was just weird because I felt like everyone was judging me because I spoke up because no one else spoke up. So I was like, all right, this is a little whack. So I was like, I don't want to be the only one. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to be the only one speaking, right? So I mean, I might as well just not even speak. I mean, if I might as well join the bandwagon. So, but that was like my only class that I really genuinely didn't like. The rest of them were art classes, and then that Japanese class, which was fantastic. And I had the professor in that class was like an actual like Japanese woman. Her name was Hitomi, I think, Cellini? I forgot. I think I butchered that, the pronunciation. It is whatever. And no, she came from Japan in 2012 and started teaching United States. So her English wasn't amazing, but she definitely was Japanese because she did like the stereotypical thing of like being like, no, like to respond and stuff and be like super like energetic and like really over the top about stuff, which I love. It's not just like, yes, no, it's like super like energetic and like a lot of like, what's that called? Like, fluctuation, in the voice. I don't think that's the term, but no, she was super cool, and I have her again for my Japanese class next semester when I'm learning Japanese. So, but did you have like any professors that you actually liked, or were they all like trash? Like, because most of mine I liked most of mine, but there's one that I hated that I'll talk about in a sec.
Let's see. My freshman year. Now I have to go all the way back to my freshman year. Oh, okay. So one of the things that I hated about them making my schedule for me my first semester, they went ahead and they put me into a random science class. I am actually a fan of chemistry.
Yes.
And so I wanted to go into Gen Chem. And because I had gone to a science preview day, I actually was thinking about doing chemistry for my
Is that
biology.
Like generic chemistry? What is that? What does Gen Chem mean? What is that?
It's just like general.
Okay.
Generic, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever it is. Okay, gotcha.
So I wanted to go into Gen Chem, and I was super pumped. And then I got my schedule, and they had on there environmental science.
I love environmental science.
And they said that environmental science is supposed to be the easiest science class, easy A, and I was like, well, I guess that's fine, and I never got the chance to take Gen Chem, but I was like, whatever, it's fine. So I went to environmental science my first day, and it turns out that the professor that usually teaches that for the easy A was on sabbatical. So there was...
I leveled it out.
There was a professor there. He was retired.
Okay.
And he was teaching us for the semester, which means that if a person's retired and they're teaching us, that probably means that they don't care. I'm not going to say that for everyone. There's probably people out there that would care. But you could tell he did not care. So I was upset. So basically, our tests, it was a 50-minute class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mm. Our tests, which happened quite frequently, by the way, were 100 question multiple choice.
Nope.
And they were paragraph multiple choice. So you had to read the entire paragraph, then you had to read like 2 or 3
You basically
lines.
took the ACT every test.
You had 50 minutes to complete. I really couldn't read enough.
You took the ACT about 12 times that semester.
I couldn't read fast enough to make a logical, and all these answers were very similar. Like the wording was, and I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? And he took questions from the little like, you know, I don't forget the name of it, but like those like the captions under the pictures that aren't actually in the text. He took questions from that.
He's one of those professors. Oh, God.
And you could tell that he didn't care because when everyone was failing these tests, like everyone.
Did he just roast you guys or what?
We asked him if he could help us. Like, is there anything that we can do to pass your tests? And he's like, well, I don't know. Let's ask the people that are doing well on the tests. He never answered the question. He made other people answer the question. Like, he didn't care. And then at the very end, thank God, our final was literally every single question from every previous test, and it was open note. So I literally wrote down almost all the questions. I ended up getting like a B on the final because I can't write down like 800 questions because there was like 8 tests.
There's no way they did that many for the final.
Or
was it just like a selection of those?
Yeah, so they took 100 questions from the like 800 or whatever.
And they just like, you had a 10% or like an 8% chance basically at that rate or whatever it is to...
Yeah, it's for that question to be on there. Yeah. So I thankfully wrote down a lot of the questions. My hand hurts. Like I stayed up until like 3 o'clock in the morning writing down these questions. And so when we finally took the test, I ended up getting a B. I got a C- in that class. I was so upset. And I was
But
like,
at least you passed, right? You passed the class.
If I was in Gen Chem, which is supposed to be harder, I would have definitely gotten an A.
Dude, chemistry is so awesome. I love chemistry. I forgot everything about it. But I loved that class when I was in it.
Like, I even liked balancing equations. No one likes that.
Oh, balancing equations.
Yeah. Yes. See, we're just weird. But
yeah, really. I don't know. I like all science for the most part. I think that like all the science classes I ever took, because I took chemistry and environmental science, biology, like those types, but that was in high school, right? I took one science class, which was psychology, and it's not really this social science versus, anatomical or biological, whatever you want to say. But it was more, that was the only one I took for college, but all the other ones I took were in high school, and I loved every single one of them. But, but there was one professor though, like for me this last year, and this was the first semester. I hated her, dude. I hated her. Okay, so you've seen it because you live here. I did this project, and so basically, let me start by saying what the teacher was like. So I was in this class. It was called Creative Strategies, and it was like a class of like 10 people, so it wasn't huge or anything. It was a small art class, and the professor, I won't name her. Let's call her
Cynthia.
Cynthia. We'll call her Cynthia.
Cynthia.
So Cynthia she loved every student in that class, right? Except for me. So all the assignments, people would do them, and they would half-ass all of them, right? So they didn't even look that good. And then I would do the project, and I would try, and she was like, this isn't good. Are you sure you want to be an artist for the rest of your life? And it was always, every single project, it was always that for me alone. And so every class after I'd be done, she would pull me to the side and be like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, you're not doing well. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I was super angry the entire semester almost. And she also, I would be like 1 minute late. Literally, one day I walked into class 3 seconds late. I timed it. It was 3 seconds late. And she goes, you're late. And then someone walks in 10 minutes later with donuts. And she's like, welcome to class. She didn't even say anything to them. But whenever I was 3 seconds late, she was like, you're late? Tardy. And I was like... What? And then one day she would always do the roll call on the whiteboard, right? Or like not on the whiteboard, but as a projector. So it was like the screen, and it would have the roll call, yeah. And so she would mark if you were there, tardy, not there, right? And then one day I saw her try to sneak this. She saw me. She was like, Drake, and I was like, here. And then she was like, okay, marked me. And right before she pushed the submit button, she changed mine to not here. And I was like, huh? It was just like, it was there. It was a green check mark. And then all of a sudden, whenever she left, it was just completely grayed out. Like, there was nothing put in for that. So it didn't hurt my grade, but she wasn't allowing my grade to get better by going to class. So I was like, okay. So I went after class. I was like, okay, so you messed up my attendance. And I called her. I was like, are you going to fix this? Like, you did this. Like, it's your fault. Like, what are you trying to do? And she was like, oh, I just must have made a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. And inside my head, I was like, BS. So... I was super triggered. And then she took that opportunity to call me out for talking after class with her about it. She goes, and this is her quote, you always wait until the fire's too big and then you try to put it out. And I was like, the hell are you talking about? It was just a class that was an hour long, and I didn't want to interrupt your class and say, you messed up my attendance. I didn't want to call you out in front of the whole class for messing up. So I'm sorry. But I can see that. But she was also talking about like the rest of my assignments. She's like, you don't do anything right. Like, it's just high school level and stuff. You don't belong here. And she was the only professor like that, right? And then I started to realize, as it got closer to the ends, that she was just being super hard on me. And it took me like 2 months for that to register. But she was super hard on me. And I was like, okay, this is just obnoxious. Like, you're being super rude. But then I was like, you know what? For my final project, I'm going to bring in a door and a trash can. So this is the project. You saw it. The trash can had all of her quotes, all the things she said to me that she like was hateful about, on the trash can, right? It was all there. And it said like 0 out of 10, 2 out of 10, which is one of my assignment grades, even though it was better than one of the other ones, like in the opinion of a couple people I talked to. And they got like an 8 out of 10. I was like really upset about that too. And it had that on there. It had like, you're arrogant, because she called me arrogant for signing my artwork. Had like all of her quotes of like, you're not college level, you don't belong here. And then I had all of my artwork and my other stuff she hated that I worked on in the trash can. And then I also had all my like a bunch of pieces of paper with my signatures, the things she also hated, on top of all that. And then the door said like all the positive quotes, like, you can do this, you do belong here, like you're good, like at what you're doing and stuff. And then I was super nervous. And then Dad, of course, you weren't here, right? This was at Webster one day. He was like, I told him what I was going to do, and I told Mom too, both together. Mom was like, okay, that's cool, just be careful. And Dad was like, don't do that. Like, this is not a good idea. Like, are you sure you can do this? I'm like, yes, Dad, I'm going to do it. And he was so set on, she's going to hate you, and you should never do this. Like, this is a bad idea. Like, this is the worst thing ever. But I guess he doesn't realize that artists, we do things differently. So whenever I did that, so I brought it in for the final critique. I set it up the night before, right? I said, put it in the corner. I actually moved someone else's reservation spot. I said, this is mine now, because they had the final that was after mine. So I said, move, and then I'll move it back after. And so I did that. and I put the door in the corner, just like propped up against the walls, and then I put the trash can in front of it with like the lid off, and the lid, what did the lid say? I forgot. Oh, sorry. The lid said, "You're not an artist." So it was like, that was a big, like, "You're not an artist," and then all my art was going to be in the trash. So, I'm ready. I get to the final a little early. I'm super nervous. And then she looks at it. We go through so mine was in the middle. So we went through from one end all the way down the other end. So it took like an hour to get to mine. And I'm just sitting there just like super awkward for an hour. Like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. And then we finally get to it. And so everyone's talking about it and saying that they like it. And then she comes up and she just silently takes one of the crumpled pieces of paper that has the signature, and she unravels it. She looks at it, sees my signature. She just starts smiling, and I was like, I'm confused. I don't know what this means. Like, I was like afraid that maybe she's gonna hate it. Maybe she's smiling at me like, you're so gonna fail now. But then she looked up. She goes, "This is the best diss a student has ever done." And I was like, all right. And then she started complimenting me. She's like, "This is what I've been waiting for. Like, this is," and I was like, okay, so she really was trying to push me. She didn't hate me. She was just trying to push me, right? So I guess that final push, like, of me just getting so frustrated that I was like, screw you. Like, you're not going to tell me what I can't do for the rest of my life. So I like threw all that stuff in, and it was like all of my like anger and frustration thrown in. And then she sees it and she starts smiling. And then she's like, "This is great." And then she gave me an A for that. And then I ended up with a B in the class, which sucked. But I mean, I still passed the class. And now whenever I see her like in the halls and stuff, or like in the studio, or, you know, walking down anywhere, we'll like smile at each other and say like good morning and stuff now. So it's nice. We never did that before. So I was like, this is cool. So, but it was crazy. And then like Dad was like, I told Dad about it. He was like, "So did you fail?" I was like, "No, she loved it." And he was like, "Huh? What do you mean?" I was like, "I don't know. She just liked it." So, I mean, that was the only class that I really hated, though, for most of the semester, because the rest of it, like, besides ethics was just boring. And then when it came to that creative strategy class, it was just, I was so frustrated, but it turned out good. So, I mean, but we've talked about classes a lot now, so I feel like, what about roommates? Because my roommates, ooh, I hated and suite mates. We'll say suite mates too. Because did you have like a combined bathroom between multiple rooms, or was it just each room had a bathroom? How did that work for you guys?
Okay, so are we just talking for, like, first year?
Yeah, just first year.
Okay. So I lived in a hall. It was like 3 floors, whatever, and each hall. So there was like an east hall, a west hall, and there was like a annex, and then there was like, it was like a U shape. The building. That's just weird.
Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about. I remember that.
Yeah, so each section had their own bathroom, but it would be like 8 rooms for that bathroom. So there would be like 4 or 5 showers, and yeah, so basically it was like the maintenance came in and they took care of it. Like, we didn't actually have to clean the bathroom.
Wait, so you're saying... I kind of zoned out for a second because I was focused on that Cheez-It. That Cheez-It was super good. So you're saying... You had, like, a bunch of rooms, and then there was just one bathroom for, like, that area?
Yes.
God damn. It was just only 4 people. Like, there were 2 people in each room for us, and then it was just us having one connected bathroom for every other room. I think
we had 3 showers, and then, like, 4 toilets.
But how many people were...
It was, like I said, it was, like, 8 rooms for that one bit. So, like, they were all, like, 2-3 people rooms. I had a 3-person room. But, so that would be, what, 16, 24 people sharing a bathroom? Something like that. So, yeah.
That's too much, dude. That's too much. Well, I mean, I guess the ratio kind of is similar, since, like, it was just 4 people in 1 toilet, 1 shower. So, like, I had to worry about that, too. But okay, before I talk about my roommates, did you like your roommates, or...
Okay, so my roommates freshman year, I liked them. They, me and, I don't know. I'm not going to say names, I guess. I don't know. But
Jasmine and Gerald. Geraldina. Geraldina.
Okay. We'll make Geraldina the one that, liked to sleep during the day.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
she liked to sleep during the daytime. So then she would skip her classes, she would sleep, and then she would wake up at night and be awake all night out in the lounge because I had to go to bed. Although freshman year, I actually didn't go to bed until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning every single night. But it was also because she was up for most of that time. So she would literally be up all night. She would go to bed in the morning. She'd be climbing into bed when I got out of bed for class, and we called her the vampire.
Oh my god. Let me just open this door for this cat real quick. So, I mean, keep talking though.
But that was fun. So I didn't get a whole lot of sleep done because I couldn't stay in the room during the day. Like, I couldn't do my homework in there because she liked the fan on.
Oh, I love fans.
Which was fine, but it was freezing in the room already. Like, she liked the AC on too. So, like, she had the AC running. She had a fan going. It was freezing all the time in my room because that's how she liked it when she
was
slept.
Like a little bit... So, like, she did need more cool air?
We actually did a test one time, me and my other roommate. We did a test one time. We shut off the fan to see if it would make that much of a difference. And right when we shut off the fan, she was like, she started waking up, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
She was like, I need it to be 62.3 degrees or else I'll wake up.
She actually rolled over, and she had one of those eye masks. So she took off her sleep mask.
She's like, huh?
And she's like, she had this really her face when she woke up. She was like, ah.
She made that noise
happening?
Too, or what? She's like, huh?
Kind of. She would make little noises, and she'd be like, what's happening?
So
but, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, but okay, so. But besides that, were the rest of your roommates okay that you had did you have the same roommates throughout the entire year, or were you like me where you had a different roommate each semester?
No, both semesters we had the same.
Okay. Because
we didn't change.
With mine, and this is where it's going to be, because I had a roommate very similar to, what was the name? Geraldina? So, we'll call my guy Jack, I guess. It's just an original, just generic name. So, I'm giving him a generic name because he's a generic, disgusting nerd. So, he would do what Geraldina did, but he would play video games instead of doing anything. So he would stay up till 5 a.m. in the morning. Really, that was redundant. So he'd stay up till 5 a.m. and I had an 8 a.m. So I had two 8 a.m.s throughout the week, and he would stay up till 4 or 5 a.m. playing, of course, Dead by Daylight. And he was the guy that would call it puppy guarding instead of face camping. So that's already a bad indication of who he is. But, I mean, that's unrelated. So, that's just my bias. So, he would stay up playing, Dead by Daylight or, Rainbow Six Siege, which is a shooter game. And so he would also play Overwatch. So, they're all online games. And he was always talking during them at, 4 a.m. Everyone around you is trying to sleep, dude. And it's 4 a.m. and you're just like, I'm just going to play a video game real quick until 4. And, my roommate's trying to sleep. The light's off. He's sighing sarcastically because he's tired and he wants to go to bed. Because, yes, I did that. And, it got to the point, and he would sleep in. One Saturday, he slept until 4 p.m. I'm telling you, he slept till 4. Do you know how many times I've stayed up until 4 or 5 a.m. and I've gotten up at 12? How do you sleep until 4 p.m.? I didn't want to wake him up. I was just moving quietly. The thing where you grab a glass and you're like.
You barely sit there.
You slide it onto the counter. I don't want to be loud because I didn't want to deal with him because he was just obnoxious. He was always sarcastic and he always argued with me about everything, no matter what it was. I would literally be like, I want to do homework, I want to go to bed. He's like, so you're just going to be a normal student, huh? He actually was like that. And I was like, I'm sorry that you're wasting $38,000 or $40,000, whatever it is. I'm sure he didn't get financial aid because he's a bum. The rest, so I'm not trying to be rude, but his other two siblings both dropped out of college after the first semester, and he did the same thing. So he had horrible work ethic. He was disgusting. He literally one time had a sub sandwich because we always, we could always get those every day. Had a sub sandwich, and he literally ate half of it and left it on the bed for 3 days, and then ate it 3 days later. The worst part was, it was fried chicken. It was chicken.
I wish everyone listening to this could see my face.
Dude.
That's so gross.
It was a chicken sandwich with mayonnaise on it. He always got mayonnaise. And he would wait 3 days and then finish it. And I was like, can you at least put it in the refrigerator? We have a refrigerator.
Mayo. That's disgusting.
Mayonnaise is okay. I like mayonnaise. Not on chicken.
No, I mean like leaving it out for 3 days.
No, it's horrible. So it smelled god-awful. He had all of his trash everywhere. And I literally had to be his mate. I was like, okay. No, I had to be like his dad, I should say. Not his mate, because I didn't clean it up. I was like, clean this crap up, like, right now. And he'd be like, okay. And then he would spend the entire day cleaning. And it would happen like every week. I'd have to tell him to clean the room because my side looked clean and his looked disgusting. It looked like someone came in, and I have a video on my phone, I think. If I find it later, I'll share it I'll show it to you, Leigh Ann. But it was horrible, right? But then he dropped out. And so I knew I thought he was dropping out because it said I had a different roommate for the second semester. And I was like, why aren't you rooming with me? Are you just changing rooms or something? He's like, no, I'm just not coming back. I was like, okay. And so I didn't ask anymore. I was like, I just need to survive 3 more weeks now before I get rid of him. And then it got worse. My second roommate, his name was Max. I love that name. His name, Jeff with a G. I'm sorry. I hate that name. I always use it for everyone I hate. So, he was a good student. Good with air quotes, but he waited to like a lot of like the last second for a lot of his stuff, and he also was really inconsiderate. So I had the refrigerator, of course, and it was in the middle between both our beds, right? So we had both our beds in like the corners, and it was a really like small room, so it was just one dresser could fit between the 2 beds. So it was only like a good 3 feet, 4 feet? It was only about 4 feet apart, right? And it was horrible because he would like shove like 12 drinks in there and like to-go boxes and stuff. And there's a freezer up in the top compartment. So to-go boxes don't fit in there. So he would like shove them sideways, or he would like shove them underneath the freezer and like squish the box. And he had like full amount of food in there. And it was disgusting. I was like, what is this? And one time he spilled like mayonnaise or something inside the fridge. So I opened it up and it smelled like fish. And I was like, it was so nasty. So, but that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was that he had a girlfriend. Which, that's not bad, right? But that girlfriend is someone who I had some issues with at the beginning of the school year because she was trying to, like, I was about to date her, but she doesn't look that attractive either. But I was about to date her, and then I found out she was cuddling with, like, 5 other dudes at the same time. I was like, this is not good. She's sleazing around, no offense. I doubt you listen, but she was, like, going around, like, with a bunch of guys and, like, cuddling with them all to, like, and flirting with them to see which one would, like, bite first and, ask her out. And I was like, abort. So I like skirted out of there as quick as possible. But then she ended up being his girlfriend, and he always had her over. Always. And I told them multiple times, I'm like, I'm uncomfortable with this. Like, it's not comfortable. You guys are really awkward, and I'm awkward because I don't want to be a third wheel in the room. And I don't have anywhere else to go besides there was one room, and I slept in that room a good 4 or 5 times because of that issue alone. So, but that wasn't a huge deal. It was just that he always had her in there, and the worst part was I would leave for like 30 seconds, because she wouldn't be in there, right? And I would leave for 30 seconds, and I'd come back, and all of a sudden she was like naked with her clothes, just clothes on the ground and hair everywhere, and she was on the bed laying down naked. I'm like, what happened? I was gone for 30 seconds. Like, she was quick, dude. Like, every single time I'd leave the room, I go get a snack from the vending machine downstairs, because I was on the 2nd floor. I go get a snack from the vending machine on the bed. I remember I walked in one weekend after being home, and she was giving him, what's the thing you do with the toes when you like take care of the feet? Is that a manicure or a pedicure? Which one is that? I
had no idea what you were talking about. It's a pedicure.
She was giving him a pedicure. She was cutting it. She was filing his nails and getting stuff out of him. I was like, ugh. She was doing that to him, and it was gross. And I was like, what is this garbage? Like, and it was super awkward too, because like, why are you getting a pedicure? And the worst part, he had his, like, foot over the edge, so all of his, like, dead skin was getting all over the ground. And I swear, I got up from bed the next day, I stepped on a toenail.
Ew.
It was so nasty, so I guess she trimmed it.
The least they can do is vacuum after they...
At least vacuum, or if you don't have a vacuum, sweep. I have a broom right here, just sweep it up. It was so nasty, and I found multiple toenails. And it was so gross, but he was just super inconsiderate. And he would always have people over, and he would always, like, wait until I left for 30 seconds, and then just invite him in. Because he knew I didn't want him in there. But he knew I also didn't want to be the guy that was, like, super rude about it and be like, get out of the room, like, you don't belong here type thing. Because I was like, let them stay in if I walked in after she was already there, right? Anyone. I was like, okay, well, they were there first. It's whatever. But whenever I would leave the room and then he would invite her in instantly, he was like, Drake's gone now. Come in here. He would also leave the door unlocked. So I would always have the door locked because I don't want people walking into my room and stealing all my stuff, right? I doubt anyone would ever do that. But just to be safe, because there's some people that already don't like me because someone ripped off my name tag off the door even. So it's like I don't want to be that guy that's like, don't be in here, like I don't trust you in here, or like leave the door locked because I don't trust anyone. But I would leave the door locked and I would wake up in the morning and the door was unlocked and she was sleeping in the bed with him. I was like, what happened? How long was I sleeping? 3 weeks? Like, it was just really awkward. And I didn't like it. But, I mean, he wasn't that bad. But, like, my suite mates, because I had to share one bathroom with, those people. I was always there with them. They were also super inconsiderate. Like, they would, like, use all the toilet paper and then refuse to change the toilet paper for 3 weeks. And then they would also, like, just leave all their stuff all over the place. Or they would, like, fill up the trash can and then tell us to clean it up whenever they were the only ones putting in there. So they would put, like, Post-it notes on the, like, stall and be like, clean this up. And then I eventually got tired of it. I was like, you clean your own like crap up. I used more choice words than that. And I just put it on top of their Post-it note. Trash can was gone. It never came back. It was I was halfway through the school year and it was gone after that. So, but that's it for that. But let's not talk about college anymore because I don't want to talk about college. I'm in summer vacation, right? So, but it's super awkward because I don't have a job right now. Well, I do, but it's seasonal and I'm coming back May 28th. So, it's summer now, and I know a lot of people are still in school for some reason, which is weird to me. I'm not used to being out at the beginning of May versus, like, the middle to end.
Yeah, I graduated at the end of May, like, my senior year, so my school usually got out at the end, but this year they graduated, like, on the same day that Shelby did. Yeah.
On the 11th?
Yeah, so they were super early this year. Like, I graduated at, like, in the, like, 20s, like, in May. So, like... Mm-hmm. They graduated on the 11th, so I'm just like,
yeah.
Holy cow.
It was weird because my school also graduated on the 11th this year, that graduating class. So all three of our colleges, your past, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Had the same graduation day this year. That's so weird, because what if all three of us would have been graduating on, like, what would we have done? If all three of us would have been graduating the same...
If we were, like, triplets and we all graduated
the same day of the same... What would we do? Just go on, like...
Mom and Daddy can't split into
Mom
three.
would be on one, she'd be on a Facebook Live, Dad would be on one with a Facebook Live, and then, like... Nana or someone be on the other one. Like, everyone had to, like, record their own. It's just crazy, man. But, yeah, I'm glad we had that separation. But since it's summer, I've had a lot of time to just mess around and do nothing. So, like, my days consist of playing Pokemon at this point.
Yeah.
And, so, basically that started again. Because, okay, so I used to play Pokemon a lot as a kid. And I kind of got out of it for about 10 years. And you stayed into it, like, with the cards... somewhat, and it kind of went back and forth.
I didn't buy my first deck of cards until college, and I think that was like my like junior. Like it was my senior year of college. It was I didn't get into like collect like basically my Pokemon thing. It was I don't really know how it even started. Like I think it was the video games, like the DS game or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
are you talking about Diamonds? Because I gave you that one. Like 3 times, and I took it back every time, but...
I don't know. I don't know if it was one of those things that I played on, like, a... What do you call them? The...
DS? Nintendo DS, or what?
Yeah, the emulator.
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about that, because that's another thing for another day.
I used to do that. I don't do that anymore.
Well, okay, so, but if you own the game, there's nothing really truly wrong with emulating, because you already bought it. So, I mean, there's still something wrong. But...
I didn't have that game at the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. We didn't have those, so we, like, would emulate them.
But anyway, I played the game a little bit, but then I watched, like, the first couple episodes of, like, the TV, like, the anime, and then I didn't get, like, super into it until, like,
but you got
bought
into
my
it.
deck.
Just one into. Not two, like, not into it, but you got into it.
Yeah, so now, yesterday, for example, I got up extremely early, and I didn't plan to get up early.
That was crazy.
I got up at, like, 6:30, and I didn't even have to be up until, like, 8 for work, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take this extra time because I was going to a Bible study last night. I'm not a super Christian or anything. I just went to a Bible study. But like I was like, hey, I should go buy some Pokemon cards.
So wait, hold on before we continue. So how was Bible study? Was it fun? Because you didn't tell me anything about Bible study.
That's because you were watching the game last night.
Yeah, I'm a huge hockey guy, so we were watching hockey playoffs. But how was it? Like, did you like talk for like multiple hours, or did you end up playing a lot of games?
Okay, so basically, it started at 7. I didn't actually get there until like 7:03 because I totally miscalculated the time it was going to take me to get there. So basically, I went to the gas station beforehand to get like a drink and stuff, and then I went over there. I got there at like 7:03. I was only like 3 minutes late. But basically, we talked for about an hour and a half until 8:30, and then after that, we played a game from 8:30 until 10. So it was about like an hour and a half for both sections. So we do a Bible study and then we play games afterwards.
What game could possibly take an hour and a half?
Dixit.
What is that?
It's like apples to apples, but you have picture cards, and basically you're supposed to you draw a card. You have like 7 in your hand, but when it's your turn, you pick one of your cards. And you come up with like a word, a phrase, like just like something that describes what's on the card. And then you put it down. And then everyone else puts something down that's similar. And basically everyone tries to guess which one's the like mine. So like if I say like childhood, and then everyone puts like these like they're like really weird pictures too. Everyone puts their like cards down, and then we all guess with like numbers. We had little pieces of paper because we had way more than the normal 4 that are supposed to go.
I should just. Oh yeah, I got you. I get it.
I think it was actually 6. The game usually comes with 6 like people, like little character things. We had to borrow like 2 game pieces from another game in order to have 8 people. Anyway, so we all had like little like numbers, and then we would have to guess which one I had put down for childhood. And if everyone guessed it, then I got no points. If no one guessed it, I got no points. Like you're trying to get some people to guess it, but other people not guess it, and it's very complicated. And I lost because I didn't really know a whole lot about everyone that was playing. They all like knew each other, so I have to just hang out with them more so I can actually get up to that level.
That's such a weird game.
Yeah.
Let's just randomly guess who originally had this childhood card. Like what? So you're saying it would just be a random card that you chose, and you would put a word with that picture.
Yeah, so
just what you thought about it.
You choose one of the 7 cards that you have. You choose a word. So like mine was a picture of like this like
dolphin
light bulb, but like the like little wires inside of it, the like that like make the light bulb like light up with electricity.
You talking about the connecting thingy in the middle?
That was actually a swing, and a girl was swinging on it, and then it had like moth like wings like on like the end of.
I thought you meant moss, but you had like a lisp and you said.
It had like moth wings, and so like it was just like the weirdest picture. I chose it because I loved to swing when I was like growing up. Like that was one of my favorite things to do. So. I chose
But who else would know that? Because nobody knows you.
I know.
You're like, y'all don't know me, but I like swinging as a child. Like,
but like, I couldn't think of anything else, and like, yeah, I couldn't think of anything else. So I was like, you know what? I know that no one's gonna guess this. Actually, one person did guess it, so I got like 3 points.
1 point. Oh, okay.
So basically, if someone guesses it, you get 3 points. Everyone who guesses it right gets 3 points, and then if people guess the card that you put down, so like. Everyone else that had to put a card down with my childhood cards to kind of like throw people off. If someone guessed their card, then they got a point. And the person...
This just sounds like a stupid game.
It's crazy with the points. Like, you have to like really like... It's complicated.
That's stupid. But I mean, if you had fun, that's all that matters. But I mean, back to... Because I kind of pulled you away from what you're saying. Back to like getting up early and whatever you're... I know what you did, but...
Pokemon cards. Yeah. So basically, I
you were crazy.
Went to Walmart... And I just basically... Okay, so my final bill was like $46 for Pokemon cards. And so I only had the one deck that I bought my senior year of college before that. So that was 60 cards. And then I got Detective Pikachu cards at the movie theater, so that was like 4 more cards.
But so just so I know, how much is like a normal deck of cards?
A deck of cards is usually $12.98. You're welcome.
I already said thank you.
I know.
I think.
But you didn't know how much it was. Now you do. Anyways,
That's a lot of money for a deck.
So I got my brother a deck of cards.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that they were all Leaf Pokemon, which I was just like, oh.
Pokemon, gonna catch 'em.
I was like, whoops. Anyways, but like decks usually only come with
type,
1 to 2, types. So it was.
See, but it doesn't bother me because every time I play a Pokemon game, I always start with the grass type. Always. So
I guess that works then.
It works as my starter. That's what I always choose. Cause
maybe that's why I chose it, because I remember something about grass being like, I don't know, like I for some reason I was like going towards that like grass, like I feel like grass.
I started back in the day when it was like Snivies and Bulbasaurs were like the starter grass types, and now you got like Grookey and stuff coming out for Sword and Shield, which is cute. Which I'm definitely choosing Grookey. Okay, he's a cute little like grass monkey. So I'm super excited about that. But no, that's my starter. So it really doesn't bother me that that's what it was. But what did you get in yours again? Like, what was your... Didn't you get another deck, you said? Or a couple, or...
So I originally had the XY Breakthrough. It was Pikachu. It was that deck was the one I bought in college. So that was all like lightning and fire energy types. And then I went to the Detective Pikachu movie. They handed out those like 2-card promo packs or whatever. I got 2 of those because there were 4 of us that went, and then my mom and dad didn't want theirs, so we each really got 2 packs.
Yeah.
And so we got like 4 Pokemon cards there. And then...
Well, each little deck had 4 though, right?
No.
Yeah, it did, because it had 2
2
Detective Pikachus and then the 2 other random ones.
Okay, so each one came with a Detective Pikachu and then one other.
No, I got what you mean. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm over here like confused.
So you got 4 cards, I got 4 cards.
Okay, that makes... Yeah, that is true.
You got 2 Detective Pikachus and 2 random.
But you got a cool Detective Pikachu, because both of mine were the same type of Detective Pikachu.
Both of mine were the same type.
Didn't you get a coffee break one? I had a different one, I swear.
We both got the same one, but then when I went to Walmart, I got a Detective Pikachu case file, so I got a new Pokemon. Or maybe
Let me see what... I got him right here, so let me... Okay, hold on. So, I had coffee break.
Yeah.
Didn't you have Brilliance or something? You had like something that was like Brilliance. Because you only had one option, and it was something with like... Something like Brilliance, and it would like... You could choose... Like, I forgot what, but you had a different one. I swore one of yours was different. It had like the same picture. It was just like a different info thing.
No, they don't have the same picture.
They don't have the same one?
That you can't have 2 Pokemon cards have the same picture in the same...
Oh, maybe he was just at a different angle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so I went and got a Detective Pikachu case file that came with like a booster pack and then some more Detective Pikachu cards. And then like a little coin, heads, tail coin for the game. And then I got a booster pack. I got a deck, which is I believe it was an Unbroken Bonds deck.
That's weird.
No. Sun and Moon? I don't remember. Anyways, I got another deck. It was Mewtwo was the promo card in the front. So and
Lame.
then
that's why you went for it. You said Mewtwo. Hello. You're like, I just watched Detective Pikachu. I love you, Mewtwo.
Anyway, so I got that one, and then I also got one of those like random like packs. Like it was just like a cardboard thing and like a plastic. It was like a plastic case, and it had just like 20 random Pokemon cards in it. So I got that just to have some variety. They were like old cards, new cards. It was just 20 random. So I got all of those. I went from having... Before the movie, I had 60 cards. Now I'm up to 176.
Stop! And I've only got 64 now. So, completely total. And that's including energy and trainers and like balls and all.
That's including energy and trainer cards and yeah.
But whatever. It's not a big deal. But like, it was weird though because I wasn't super into Pokemon for a good 4 years. Because I got Ultra Moon, which I gave to you, of course. I got that one a couple years ago, and I played it for like a good like 4 hours worth of gameplay, and I was like, I'm stuck, I'm bored, I don't like it, and I gave it to you. And that was always me with like Pokemon, was like I would get stuck on something, and instead of trying to figure it out and like go around and like, you know, actually explore like you're supposed to, I would give up. So I just wouldn't play the games how they're supposed to be played, and I wouldn't enjoy them. So I ended up just not playing. But now I'm super mad because I love Ultra Moon. And looking back at all of what I played, it was great. But, I mean, I didn't really have the addiction again until we watched Detective Pikachu, like you said. We watched it like a couple days ago, whatever. Wait. Saturday. And so today's Tuesday, right? So 3 days ago. And, it's bad again. So I literally, I spent $60 on Let's Go Pikachu, which isn't even a true Pokemon game. It's basically just a remake of some of the older, like, Kanto region games. Like, that's pretty much all, like, Diamond and Pearl and other things like that. It's basically like that, because, like, Black and White was, like, Unova. There was, like, Kanto, which was, like, the older days, which was, like, Game Boy and, like, DS. And then there's, like, Alola, and then there's, like, a couple other ones that I forget. But it's just, like, now I play, like, Poké MMO, which is fun. That's, like, an old style one. And now I'm obsessed with Let's Go Pikachu, and I've played 10.5 hours of that already. 10 hours and 31 minutes, Halloween.
He just started last night.
Yeah, I just started playing that last night.
10:30. 10:30, something
10:30,
like that.
yeah.
And he's already played 10.5 hours.
10.5 hours over the last 24 hours worth of time. Yeah. So, it's been... But that's the thing, though, is because of summer break, like I was saying earlier, like, because of summer break, I have nothing to do during the day. Nobody's home because you, Mom, and Dad are all at work.
Yeah, I wish I had days off where I could just do whatever.
So, literally, myself. I've just played Pokemon all day today and got super far in the game. I feel like I'm almost done with it already, but I know I'm only, like, a quarter of the way done. But... It's like, it's ridiculous how long it's taking, and it's like, but the nice thing is that, like, once that's over, I'll still have Poké MMO, which is weird because it combines all of the regions together, like the older regions. So I'm starting, like, you start in Unova, however you say it, you start in that region, you do all of the towns in there, and then you can go on, like, a ship and go to the Kanto region, or, like, the different regions. And it's crazy, because it's, like, there's always, like, people, because it's online, of course, there's, like, a bunch of people, like, everywhere. But because of me, like, having summer break now and not having anything to do, I can just sit here and just play that for the next 2 weeks and just be like, yes. And I can literally just waste all my time. But I've spent so much money. Like, this last, like, month, I've spent so much money. I got a Pro Controller. I got a bunch of games. I just burped. Ouch. And I got Let's Go Pikachu. And I hope you start playing it soon, too, because it's actually super fun. I did not expect it to be actually decent. I heard, like, really good reviews of it. But it's a full-blown game, and the more I play it, the more I'm like, this is quality. This is a good game. The controls are getting better the more I use it. And I figured out if you use it in handheld mode, you can use both Joy-Cons. I don't know why they don't let you use the Pro Controller then for the full on the TV. Okay, whatever. So if you don't play in handheld, you have to use, like, separate Joy-Cons. But enough... Okay, so Pokemon, that's my addiction right now, and I'm sure it'll change. But for now... Because it used to be... Okay, so it used to be Animal Crossing, of course. I made a podcast, like I said. I made a podcast about Animal Crossing. That's how much I was addicted to that. And I still play it, but... God dang, Pikachu. Yeah, that's my boy right there. He's OP in Let's Go Pikachu. And just Pokemon in general, it's like... I'm just addicted again. And
yeah.
I think that's because of Detective Pikachu. So, I don't know.
I found a YouTube channel... And this guy, all he does he uploads a video like every single day, and all he does is buy booster packs and like packs of Pokemon cards, and he opens all of them up, and like he does this thing where he like shows everyone the code for the deck, so whoever gets that code first and puts it into their like TCG, the trading card game online first, gets the entire pack / deck, whatever. So he allows the audience members to do that. I'm not a big fan of the online game because...
Oh, it looks horrible.
Plus, they give you a whole bunch of random cards, and I was like, I want to play with the cards that I have. Like, I know that you can add those, but also, if you don't remember your login information, you're basically out of all of those cards because you can only use the code once. Yeah. So that kind of bugs me, but whatever. But I don't know. I would rather play it in person. I now have like 2 play mats. I have like 3 coins that I can use. I've got all those like little like cutout pieces.
Yeah, you're just borderline
like
crazy now.
I want to play the game. Well, if you keep buying decks, you get all those things like every single time. So
yeah, I mean, like I got a bunch of stuff too already. So it's like I don't know what I'm doing with it. I'm sure it's just going to sit there for a while.
We should play it one time. Just see how it goes. Because, I mean, I might have a slight edge because I'm fire and you're grass. But, You're
going to destroy me, Leigh, and there's no maybe about it. I don't have a chance.
Well, we also need to go and trade some cards, too. Because, especially in our, decks or whatever, we've got, multiples of each one.
We could, switch around and, mix and match.
Yeah.
I'm sure it really wouldn't hurt. Because, I mean, yeah, it's nice to keep all your decks, in one pile. But how long are you really going to keep all of your cards organized, without...
I just mixed them last night. I mixed... I didn't care anymore. I was like, you know what? I know what comes with each one, really. It's fine. Plus, I kind of want to build my own deck anyways. I know that it's more complicated. And I know that you want to keep, your number of types down to a minimum because you can't have, all the different types. Because then you have to have, several of all the energies, and you can only have 60 cards, and you have to have your trainer cards so that they can help you. So basically, you only want 2 or 3 types max for your deck. So you have to really build your deck depending on who you're going up against too. So you can actually
It's basically just Pokemon, but more time consuming.
So you really do want to have just a couple of each type in there.
Yeah, but it's just weird because since I've got so much time for these next couple weeks, I've just been playing that nonstop. But it's also I got plenty of time to start binge, just finish my shows that I'm binging, or play other board games. We got to play Clue again soon because I love Clue, even though you always beat me. But okay, so you're always one turn ahead of me. So if we go clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't matter. I will go and I'm I think I've got the accusation, and then right after I go, you're the next person to go. You're accusation, I win. I'm but I was about to say that next turn. And you always do that. It's just every game. I need to just go with my killer instinct and just go with it. But I just never do.
But I always like to make sure that I know exactly. I would like to make sure, because if I go into the accusation and I'm it's one of these wrong, two, and I think it's this one, I'm pretty sure it's this one, because I don't know if that's the card that he really showed her. If I'm just borderline, I won't actually accuse until
it just always sucks that you get to next time I should go second, because you always get to go second, so you always get that final one, because I like to make sure that I'm right.
It doesn't matter it doesn't matter who we start with. We always start with someone different, and I always kind of
but I always sit to your right, so whenever we go clockwise, I mean, you always end up right there after me anyways, because I would sit on this side and you'd sit on the clockwise, you'd sit right next to me, so that's clockwise, right?
No, you would sit here. Shelby would be clockwise on your, and then it would be me.
No, because that's counterclockwise. That's going against the clock, is to the right.
No. Oh, wait.
Clockwise goes this way, so I'm here, and then you're over here. That's clockwise, and then it goes to Shelby clockwise, and then back to me. So we go in that direction.
No, okay, what I'm saying is I was sitting here, you're sitting here, Shelby was sitting here, so it would go...
She wasn't in the middle, was she?
Yes, she was. She would be sitting against my bed. So it would be you,
I thought she was against the dresser. Are you sure she wasn't against the dresser? She was always against the dresser. Nobody was at the bed. It was just me against your bookshelf, her against your dresser, you against your nightstand.
No one was at the dresser because that was where all of the stuff. I always had a bunch of stuff there.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying. That's exactly how it was.
Okay, this is stupid. Maybe I don't know. I just
why are we debating this right now? Anyways,
but yeah, I mean that
it didn't matter. It's fine.
But I mean it's just boring because you guys are all gone every single day, Monday through Friday. Of course, it's not every day, but so you guys are gone until 3 p.m. up until 6 p.m. because Dad gets home at 3, Mom gets home at 5 or whatever, 4 to 5, depending on whatever day it is, and then you get home at 6. So it's
which sucks.
Yeah, that really does suck. But it's I'm just here until 6 because you're the only one that I really talk to after dinner or whatever, because Mom and Dad are just watching TV or going to bed. So I'm they're boring and old. So for me, it's just you're the only one that has you play games that I play, or you're similar with your interests and stuff.
Kind of similar, yeah.
Yeah. So we get along, okay, with a lot of our interests, surprisingly. But it's really not that big. But it's it's just boring. So I don't have anything to do. So now I guess I just gotta play Pokemon and
beat the game in 3 days.
That's really lame for me to say. But I mean, okay, so I guess we'll start winding down here in a second because we're already at an hour. So we're at 59 minutes. So besides you working, what do you want to get done this summer? I guess we can finish off with this question.
Okay, well, my big goal is to move into an apartment with a friend.
And invite me over?
Yeah, and then so I'm hoping to move out. I set a goal of the end of June. We'll see if it actually happens. But basically, it's just whenever we can get together and like discuss things. Like it'll depend on how fast we do that. We'll in turn, define when. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, like So it just depends on how often we can meet up. Is basically what it is.
See, but then that sucks because then now I'll have nobody to talk to. So,
but. Yeah, so that will be a thing. And then I also want to start doing things for me because I feel like most of the time when I'm here, like I'm either watching TV with my parents or going to like movies or like, and there's just like a lot of stuff. Like I feel like if I try to make other plans, like with my friends and stuff, like I can't. So then I don't know. I feel like I'm just like stuck, like just inside all the time and like I can't do stuff on my own, so like and if I do then I get questioned like why like you've never showed interest in that before, and I'm like, well, it's because you questioned, like it's just it's stupid. So like I want to go like rock climbing, I want to take like a hip-hop dance class, I want to learn languages, I want to take like horseback riding, like I want to do like everything. I feel like I would be a very active person if no one and if I didn't have like issues with like money or anything. I mean, I don't really have a lot of issues with money, but
girl, you're stacked.
Yeah,
so
but like
you got a lot of money.
I don't want to just like go and like do all these things, especially since I'm moving out and I'm gonna have that expense as well. Like I don't want to like have too many things going on, but I want to start doing other stuff. Like if I was able to do like anything I wanted, I would travel. I would like go like bungee jump. Like I feel like I would be a very active person.
Yeah.
But I can't be that right now.
Yeah. Right now you just like go to work, come home, end up watching TV with someone, play like a little bit of like The Sims or something, then go to bed. And then do it every day. And then like on weekends you're like, or even some weeknights, it's like time to go watch a movie, and I'm like...
Yeah, we watch like 3 movies a week because we have the A-list, and so...
Yeah, we go to that AMC, so...
So it's just, it's a lot of movies, especially if my parents want to freaking do 2 movies in one day. My goodness.
Oh, yeah. Which, by the way, we watched The Hustle and Detective Pikachu on Saturday. The Hustle was not very good. It was not good.
Detective Pikachu was way better.
Oh, Detective Pikachu was fantastic. The acting was a little shoddy on some of the lines.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's
supposed to be a kid's
aimed,
movie. Like,
towards children. Yeah. So it's really not a big deal. I mean, we're a little above the age. But there's a lot of, like, diehard fans that are, like, older, too, because they grew up with, like, the first gen and second gen. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. But, I mean, yeah, it was crazy. So, yeah, I don't like double features.
Yeah,
But, I mean, for me, it's like, because I'm similar to you, like, I like being active, and, like, I don't like sitting around and doing nothing. I like to just always be up and moving, and, like, I literally will walk, like, 5 miles, 6 miles a day just to do it. Like, I'm just that type of person. Except when I'm at home, and I'm just like, well, I don't have a car. I don't have anywhere to go to walk. I don't want to walk around the same neighborhood over and over again. I grew up in this neighborhood. I don't want to walk around a small-ass neighborhood 12 times. Also... my parents aren't home, so I can't, because I know mom wants to, like, lose some weight, so I'm trying to, like, walk with her and stuff, but she's never home, so when are we gonna go? I want to, like, walk with other people as well, because I love walking with others, even, like, jogging sometimes, like, I jog, like, very briefly. I don't jog for long distances, but I will, like, walk for, like, 12, my record, I think, was, like, 12 miles in one day, which was ridiculous, but for me, like, this summer, it's just gonna be, like, lose some weight, because I'm still a little bit, pudgy. And then focus on me more, I guess, the same. Like, really just, like, do what I want to do and just be like, whatever. Just plan accordingly and just stop letting mom and dad, like, dictate what we do every day. Because, I mean, they don't do it to, I guess, like, a large extent. Or they don't mean to do it to a large extent. But it kind of shows up that way because, like, when we don't even get the option to, like, do something. Because, yeah, we can say we don't want to go, just cancel it. But then... there's also times where they'll start guilt tripping and they'll try to, like, force us. Yeah. And I'm like, ugh.
And that's why I can't say no a lot of the time because I'm just like, if I say, like, I can't.
For me, it's a free movie. I don't care, but.
I can always be like, oh, hey, I actually made plans with these people, but we book tickets super far in advance for some movies. And so it feels like if I'm going around and making plans on that exact day, like, it makes me feel like I would be like.
Just trying to get out of it?
Yeah. So, like. I don't even feel like I can do that, so I'm just like, I don't
Yeah. So I mean,
I
guess
can't say no. I know.
I guess both of our summers are basically just do what we want to do type of thing. But I mean, I guess we should end off the podcast. This is an hour and 4 minutes, hour 4.5, I guess. Okay, so I guess like anyone who's listening, continue this this conversation, I guess, on Twitter or something. Mm-hmm. Just hashtag Taiyo. Tell us what your goals are for the summer, and I guess I'll read it. And that's pretty much it. I'll just be on Twitter, talking to you guys. So yeah, just be sure to, I guess, continue the conversation. But I guess that's it until next week. So I guess thanks for listening, guys. So yeah, you got to say goodbye.
Bye.
Wow, that was so bad.
Yeah.